Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. Well, happy Saturday. I want to update everybody with my situation of burnout, which I have really recovered from this past week, hopefully for good. I've had a few false recoveries earlier in the year, so I'm trying to still stay on top of things. But last week, actually a week ago today, I went to see a solar eclipse in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that was a good turning point for me because I left the Phoenix area, I interacted with a lot of people, and I kind of checked out. I kind of forgot about all the stuff that was happening at work. Not that I Peter dislike. I don't Peter dislike any of my jobs. I only Peter dislike the logistics of everything that goes around work, right? The commuting, the fact that it has to happen at a certain time of the day, right? It doesn't just happen at a convenient time, right? Not to say that the schedule isn't all that great, but the fact that you have to wake up at a certain time, right? I'd rather just go to sleep, wake up, eat, whatever, at whatever time my body dictates, right? I really would, right? I know, but I'm just speaking from the heart here, right? I only Peter dislike that. Actually, to give you an idea of how much I Peter dislike the logistics of work and how much I Peter like the students that I'm teaching at Phoenix College and Grand Canyon University, and how much I Peter like my boss, to give you an idea of the dichotomy there. One day, I had arrived at the campus at Phoenix College, and I had a class to teach at, I think, 5 to 7, and I had gotten to the parking lot at like 4:58, and I so badly wish I had a few extra minutes to stretch and to just to clear my head, but I didn't even have that. I had to run toward the classroom, but by the time I got to the classroom and started working with the students, I forgot that I even wanted the few minutes in the parking garage, right? And to give you an idea, I had a toxic job a few months ago, and I really, at that point, I really Peter disliked my boss. It was more like Peter wanted to kill that boss, right? And to give you an idea of how much I Peter disliked him, I was trying to find out. We were getting ready for summer vacation, and I was or not the winter vacation actually. I was trying to find out what days he was going to take off. And the reason I wanted to do that was I was going to choose different days to take off. So if he takes off a week, I take off a week. It was like a 2-week vacation, right? I have the week that I'm off, and then the week where I go to work and really get to enjoy working with everybody and not have him micromanage the work, right? That was what it would be a shame if I took the same days off that he was, right? And so I was talking to him and trying to figure out when he's going to take off, right? I was talking to him about how his family's doing, and I was pretending to care, but in reality, I was trying to fish for the days that he was trying to take off. But you know what? He's a very wise guy. He doesn't let out more information than he needs to oftentimes, and I couldn't get it from him. He made it sound like he had no plans just yet. Now, one day, he needed me to do something remotely on his computer, and he stepped away to go somewhere, run an errand or something. And while he was away, I went around his computer fishing for information and discovered a calendar that he had set up in there and some plans that he had written down, and figured out what days he was taking off. And so I took off the week after that. You guys remember I was in Grants, New Mexico, and so I got my wish. I had like a 2-week vacation, the one that I spent in Grants and the one that I got to work without the micromanagement. But that's the kind of sentiment that went on at my last job. I don't feel that at Phoenix College. In fact, I was trying to do the opposite. I like how my boss manages the place, and I'm actually a little bit saddened to see she might be retiring at some point. Now, I trust that Phoenix College will find somebody suitable to replace her. The thing is that there's always a lot of uncertainty. I also learned the hard way. I'm going to tell you something that I learned the hard way. Let's face it, we all make mistakes. But a lot of times, one's perception of you will color the mistakes different shades. You're going to make a mistake at work sooner or later, no matter who you are, right? But your boss's perception of you will shade the mistake different colors. And oftentimes what really determines all that is the first impression that you leave, right? When I was interviewing for Phoenix College, I think I left a very good first impression. I had just returned from Grants, New Mexico. I think the problem at the tutoring center was that I was interviewing remotely from Seattle, and I started in such a haste. The first day arriving in Phoenix, I hardly even, I didn't even check. I drove straight to the tutoring center. I didn't even check into an Airbnb yet. And probably messed up my first impression, and things just quickly went downhill there. And anyways, it really, this past week and also the week when I applied for both of those jobs really taught me a lesson about recharging myself. You know, I also found that despite taking the vacation last week, I have more time on my hands. A lot of times, sleep deprivation doesn't buy you time, it costs you time. So for example, today on the way out the door, I didn't have to struggle to find my car keys. I didn't have to struggle to find the camera that I'm recording this on. I have 4 battery packs because I was using them for solar eclipses and other events. I didn't have to struggle to find any of that. When I'm sleep deprived, all of these things will play hide and seek on me. And I'll spend 10 minutes looking for my car keys. I'll spend 15 minutes wanting to sit in the parking garage at Phoenix College. I'll spend 30 minutes tossing and turning before I could fall asleep. Now you're sleep deprived. It's costing you all this extra time to do everything, which makes you even more sleep deprived, and now you got to spend even more time. I was trapped in a cycle just like that a few weeks ago. It's kind of like a payday loan cycle, right? But with your time instead of your money, right? Your time's all committed to catching up from sleep deprivation, which is making you even more sleep deprived. Feel free to leave a comment if you've ever fell into a sleep deprivation payday loan cycle, right? For lack of a better word. I don't know if there's a concept for that. And how you got out of it, right? It does feel very sticky to get out of, right? All right, I feel very recharged, even though it's been a week since I went to the solar eclipse. I'm gonna have to find more events like that. I find that recharges me a heck of a lot better than some of the other ways I was trying to recharge myself, especially the writing the computer games. That doesn't recharge me at all. The art projects doesn't really recharge me. The board game meetups do, to some extent. Not to the extent of going to view the solar eclipse. I'm going to have to think hard about what recharges me and what doesn't. This is the Peter Like Show. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Like Show. Bum, 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 bum.